Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. The message I heard is that's so rude of them. The scripture comes from Isaiah 60:10. Foreigners will rebuild your walls, and their kings will serve you. Though in anger I struck you, in favor I will show you compassion. Your gates will always stand open. They will never be shut day or night, so that people may bring you the wealth of the nations, their kings led in triumphal procession. For the nation or kingdom that will not serve you will perish, it will be utterly ruined. So here's the message for somebody. Um, I just feel like you don't realize what you don't realize is God is setting you up for like battle. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, as the scripture is saying, God is setting you up to defeat the enemy. But it's kind of like you don't see it that way. You feel like God is setting you up for defeat, for you to be defeated. And God has said, like, don't be rude now, okay? And don't put yourself in a position to where you are like don't put yourself in a position to where you're battling against God, okay? And I'm not even, you know what I'm saying, just gonna get on y'all specific. I know me personally, I try my best not to fight with God. I try my best not to go back and forth with God. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because I know if God takes something away, He gonna give you something better. So I just feel like, and that's for somebody to go by, okay? If God decides that you are not going to get something, don't think that it won't be replaced by something better. So if it's a situation where that person turned out not to be the one for you, God said He got somebody better. If it's a situation where you just had to have that house and you really wanted that house, and God, tell you, like, you find out, though, it's not gonna be that house. God said it's another one. And if it's a situation you just had to have that car, you really like that car, you wanted that car specifically, God said He got another car for you. And like, in a lot of situations, I just feel like we be idolizing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta have that car, you know what I'm saying? And I know me personally, I have spoken about this when I had my dream car, baby. That car, I wanted that car for years. For years, for years, for years. I wanted that car specifically. And even though it had a sentimental value to me, I don't know if I even talked about that on my channel, the sentimental value behind that car. I had a friend that had passed away. He had that car. He told me he was going to give me that car, but he passed away before he could get it fixed, before he could get another one. We was going to have two DeVilles. And so the fact that I was able to find the exact car that he promised, the exact car, the exact car, the exact color, the exact same inside, and I fixed it up, and I got it to where I wanted it to be. And like, literally, as soon as it was at that point, it was gone. And I just had to realize that, in a sense, it's idolatry. And as beautiful as it was for me to have that car, as beautiful as it was for it to come to fruition, it didn't bring Him back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying it to say, God is saying, don't idolize nothing. And as I've said several times, it ain't even a thing where I just gotta have a caddy. I ain't just gotta have a specific kind of car. But I know what I don't want. I'm gonna be real. I know what I don't want. There are cars that I don't want, and that I don't want it. I don't want it. And I just feel like it's a difference between, you know what I'm saying, not wanting something specifically and idolizing a certain car, and just saying, no, I don't want that. Okay. I just don't see the point in getting something, and every day when you walk out to it, you like, oh man, I can't stand this thing. uh Anywho, God say he is setting you up for utter, like, you're going to defeat the enemy, and you, like, don't put yourself in a position to where you being rude. Don't put yourself, and I'm just thinking about the message that I have received. Like, what I'm saying, don't have hard feelings towards anybody. If it's a situation where you thought that you were going to receive something a certain way, but it turns out that you're going to receive it a different way. Don't be rude and don't be mad and don't do nothing. Like, I like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes God will say that he gonna bless you, and you'll be thinking, okay, God gonna bless me. Like, you could think that it could be a situation where like, maybe you think you gonna get approved for a loan, or maybe you think that you gonna, get maybe you work like as a waiter or something like that. You think you're gonna get a tip, or maybe you think something like that is gonna happen, and it come completely different. Completely different. It could come in a situation where you find out you overpaid on a bill. It could come in a situation where you know what I'm saying? Somebody randomly decides that they want to buy something that you have that you don't want, and you sell it. It could come to a situation where, like, I just feel like God is saying that don't, like, have an open mind in this hour. Don't be sitting there with a bad attitude about it. Don't be frustrated about it. Don't be irritated about whatever it is that God promised you. You gonna get it regardless. You know what I'm saying? And that's the message. Like, that's the message. God is saying that he is setting you up. He is setting you up. He is setting you up for a win. He is setting you up for a defeat. He is setting you up to go in and receive whatever it is that he has promised you, whatever it is that he has for you. And yeah, that's the message. That's the message. I'm just trying to see if that, like, foreigners will rebuild your walls and their kings will serve you. Though in anger I struck you, in favor I will show you compassion. For some of you, you are wondering why it may be taking a long time. You may be wondering why you haven't received it as fast as you thought. God struck you for something. There was something that you did, and it could be this here. If you were being rude and you were lashing out at God because it did not come, or it didn't come the way you thought it was gonna come, it didn't come in the timing you thought it was gonna come. There was something that you had going on that God was not in favor of, and it caused you to be held back from receiving this. But God is saying, just because you didn't receive it last time don't mean you're not going to receive it this time. And, like I said, it could be a situation, it could be somebody you thought you was going to receive something, it's income tax season. You thought your income tax check was going to pay for something, and your actual check may pay for something. It could be a situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, this is giving vibes of, you thought one thing was going to do something, but it's going to be something else. Like, it's going to be a shock. It's not going to be the way that you thought. But God is saying, and it's going to cause you to, like, it may cause you to feel as though it's not going to come. Or it may cause you to feel as though God lied to you. Like, I just feel like that's how somebody is like, he lied to me. God lied to me. God said that this was going to happen, and it still haven't happened. And I've been waiting months. I've been waiting years. I'm sick of this. I'm not waiting no more. God lied. Okay, I really feel like that is somebody that your exact words, you're saying that God lied to you. God said, how rude of you. And that this is, like, at first, the last time you did something wrong, it was a situation, and you know what I'm saying? I get so, like, I'll be real. If you are in the comment section, argue with me, I am not going to reply. I'm not going to reply, okay? Every message is not for everybody, and I'm not going to argue with nobody, okay? And I said this, 2 days ago. I literally said, like, this is not a situation where I'm going to argue with somebody over what the message that God is giving me is. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to broadcast it, and you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, try to explain to me, like, never mind. God said that for whoever this is for, you were doing something. It was something you were doing that God saw as rude. Regardless if you was going back and forth with God, you was arguing, regardless if you and God was, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like this is somebody that you got really upset, you got really mad, and you repented for it, you were forgiven for it, but this is somebody you got mad because you didn't get what you wanted to receive in the timing that you thought you felt that you needed it, you felt that you wanted it, and you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tread lightly when it comes to that, but I do know that God is saying that for that reason you did not receive it. And now you are feeling as though you have been waiting for such a long time that you are not even believing that it is still coming. And God is saying that it's rude because you are the reason it didn't come. But God is setting you up for a win. While you yourself, if you carry on, you will be setting yourself up for defeat if you keep going against what God is asking you to do. But I just feel like as long as you are doing as God is asking you to, you are being set up for the win. I hope this makes sense. That's the message. That's the message, though. That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.